don't get us into nothing.
My God, Donald Trump could not hate anybody more than the guy who forced the release of the Big E files, huh? It says, bombing a country on the other side of the globe won't make the Epstein files go away. No, they won't. And I promise you, as soon as this war is over, Donald Trump's nightmare will happen, and we will be right back to discussing the Epstein files. Then we'll need another distraction. Maybe we'll invade Greenland next.
All right. Let's get into this. This was a fun video.
Wake of this absolute political nightmare of a disaster that the Iran war is for Donald Trump, we are seeing conservatives flee, racing for the door, rats off of the ship in a hurry to distance themselves from MAGA and Donald Trump specifically. And you might not realize just how many prominent conservatives have completely abandoned MAGA and President Trump. So in this video, I'm going to show you all the prominent conservatives that have completely disowned Donald Trump. It's going to be a fun one. And then what I'm also going to do is show you all the MAGA simps who are still hanging on for dear life. And the funnest part about their posts is going to their own comment section. So stick around for some laughs.
No,
Don't
it
forget
really
to like,
is.
comment, subscribe. Helps the channel.
Now I go lie, I was on X and I was looking at, all my favorite MAGA influencers and what they were saying, like Benny Johnson and the others, well, Officer Tatum and all them, like, bro, oh my God, the cope was crazy. And the grilling in the comments that Benny Johnson, Officer Tatum was receiving was just relentless. Like, nobody's buying it. Like, you really got to be brainwashed to buy this at a certain point. This whole thing with Iran, you got to be brainwashed and you got to be upset that not really too much of America first has happened. It seems more like it's Israel's first, or help Israel to stabilize the Middle East first.
Follow us on Patreon, grab some America First, America Only merch. It's going to be a fun episode. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. All right. We are going to go down the line of all of the big name conservatives who have officially declared Trump. And I know a lot of Republicans just can't wrap their heads around what is going on. Why is such a massive portion of the conservative movement leaving MAGA? Well, let's start with this. All right, so this list is just objectively true. There's no ability to argue this, and that is that, yes, what Donald Trump campaigned on and what old MAGA used to be, which is no wars, no new foreign entanglements, drain the swamp, affordable housing, invest in infrastructure, reduce healthcare costs, lower inflation, national debt, close the border, release the Epstein files, a good economy, low gas prices, the list goes on and on.
And I'm just saying, I don't feel like we was asking for too much. I feel like we was asking for the bare minimum. America first. This is like the bare minimum to us. Like, this is what the government should have been doing. But apparently we got to vote people in to do the right thing. And but yeah, this is what it was on. No new wars. Well, we got a war. Drain the swamp. There has been no deep state arrest. Affordable housing, not good enough. There's been efforts made, but it's not good enough. And invest in infrastructure. Well, and be real with you, it's on the way. It's on the way. I'll give Trump that. All the manufacturing that's still coming here, all those plans are still set. So the manufacturing boom is and the factory boom is still going to happen. So I'll give him that one. Reduce healthcare costs, not done. Lower inflation and national debt, close to the board. Oh yeah, lower inflation. He did lower inflation. It's still at 2.4. So I'll give him that. And national debt. No, actually, he raised it about $2 billion at this point. So we're kind of cooked on that one. And close the border. And he did that. So shout out. And of course, new MAGA, endless wars in the Middle East, because Israel wanted to stabilize the Middle East so they can go ahead and, get greater Israel. That's why they attacked southern Lebanon. And that's why they're cutting off southern Lebanon by blowing up the bridge that crossed the Latanji River so they can literally take southern Lebanon. And trust me, they're like the only country in the Middle East that's literally expanded their borders. So they're about it. And then, of course, America's Die for Greater Israel project. Yeah, like I said, we fight all the big enemies, and they get all the benefits by having these destabilized countries around them that they could easily take over. Bankrupt America, yeah, through these endless wars. And powerful APAC lobby that most of our politicians simp out to. Yeah, and I mean, that's America right now. I mean, and that's MAGA, and they like it for some reason. I don't get it, but that's why I'm America first. Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. We've got about 300 y'all in here, man. Let's get to 100 likes. Help me out by double tapping that screen.
what you actually got. Endless wars in the Middle East, a new war with Iran, economy in the toilet, America is now officially bankrupt and insolvent.
Oh, Chance, bro, thank you. Yeah. Invest in fixing bridges, highways, but not data centers. Because them data centers, they make people's phone bills go up. They have a terrible sound. And apparently there's a lot of waste to it. So I'm just like, who's really benefiting? Like, and it don't even give out that much jobs. So yeah, I mean, that's also pissing me off. This whole push for data centers all over. And I know we want to be top notch in AI, but at what, at the cost of the comfort of the American people? Like, that's wild. You should have told us that one.
Close to $40 trillion in debt, no mass deportations, high gas prices, and the country being embarrassed on the world stage, and all our allies hate us. So again, it's really not complicated to figure out why there's been this mass abandonment of MAGA, but we wanted to start with this to just make sure we understood up front. All right, let's start right up front with one of the biggest, and that is Joe Rogan. Yes, Joe Rogan has come out calling MAGA a bunch of dorks. Gonna be honest, he stole that from me. As we all know, Nate coined the theater kid dorks phrase for MAGA, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. All right, and that's Joe Rogan. We all know he endorsed Donald Trump. He was a huge supporter of Trump leading into the election. Let's see where he's at now.
Make America great again. I don't care. Then but fine. If that phrase sucks, here's the thing. Like, first of all, America is great. Make America greater, I'm down. But make America great again, and then it becomes a movement of a bunch of fucking dorks, because a lot of them are dorks. A lot of them, these really weird, fucking uninteresting, unintelligent people that have got something they cling to. And there's a lot of people that are just real, genuine patriots. And they're all lumped into this one group, and you got to accept the dorks too.
And before we get too far, let me say this, though. I am not criticizing any of these people for changing their minds and having a change of heart. I think we should all encourage this. The worst thing you can possibly do is be the arrogant dickhead that's like, well, you should have known about this beforehand. We told you. No, we don't do that here, okay? The more people we can get to leave the insanity and come back to being actually America first and caring about this country and putting this country first, the better. Okay. So of course, Joe Rogan
is like, yeah. And now that I'm saying too, is like, and I always wanted to tell them, so what did you want me to do? Like, shill for something I didn't believe in? You wanted me pro-war, even though I wasn't war, just because what you wanted me to stick it out with Trump? Like, come on now. It's like, look, if at this point, I'm gonna be real with you. If you're not criticizing Trump at this point, is either your pride is too much in it, you don't like to be wrong, or I'm be real with you, you don't want to deal with the reality that, yeah, we kind of have been lied to about this agenda. And it's not the end of the world. I mean, let's be real. I mean, trust me, the Dems can sit there and poke fun at you all they want, but I mean, they have no room to talk. So it is what it is. I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth straight out. And I think this should let you know that I really don't have no bias here. I'm going to let you know who's tripping and who's not. And then right now, yo, MAGA, you're tripping. Just like the Dems were tripping with Biden, you guys are tripping with Trump right now.
What's another big one? One of Donald Trump's closest allies, Tucker Carlson.
Voted for Trump. Yeah, I campaigned for Trump. It was a lot. When I look back on it, I was sold a straight lie. You think? Yeah. And I want no wars. I believe in Christ teaching peace and love and loving your neighbor. And in one breath on Easter Sunday, we have pastors claiming similarity from Trump to Christ in regards to the beatings and the lies. And then the next day, he's threatening to blow up power plants and bridges, hurting civilians. Like, literally the most disgusting evil in a tweet I've ever read. I totally agree. From a president. And I'm like, wait, but our Christian leaders are still going to try to protect that and justify that. How dare they?
Now, Tucker was sitting the fence for a long time here, criticizing sort of MAGA and the Republican Party, but he has pretty much gone full Donald Trump. And most of that stems from this. In the most pot calling the kettle black shit you've ever seen in your entire life, Donald Trump has the audacity to say Tucker is a low IQ person that has absolutely no idea what's going on. A lot of projection there from old Dementia Don on that one. All right, let's keep it in the manosphere for a while, because pretty much the entire manosphere has abandoned Trump and MAGA as well. Next up, Andrew Schultz. Yes, Andrew Schultz, comedian, was another one who was a staunch supporter of Donald Trump leading into the election. Let's see where he's at now.
I believe when Trump, everything he campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing of every single
know what he's done. Yeah, exactly to your point. If you tell me,
no, it was the craziest fake out. Like, think about it. Trump started off in the right direction and just completely just went astray. It like, and the thing is, it started getting like, as it got closer and closer to the Iran war, is when he did start getting like more and more, I ain't gonna lie, like warmongering. And I started hearing that, yo, like it does seem like we might be going to war with Iran. And I was damn near calling this out like months in advance. Like, guys, I ain't gonna lie, it looks like we might be going to war with Iran because we just can't get this deal together. And I was calling it out. I'm like, if we go to war with Iran, this is gonna set Trump back. I'm gonna be against it. And sadly, this war happened, and I pretty much stood on what I said. But for some reason, I don't get it. Because MAGA, when I said this, y'all guys was with me. Y'all was like, yeah, you're right, Seth. We do got to hold Trump accountable. Now that this happened, y'all going like, well, war is good. War crimes are okay. You know, as long as the soldier walks over the bridge. And, oh, yeah. Oh, in APAC, cool now. I'm like, okay. All right, that's where y'all at. All right. Y'all got it.
It's easier for me to believe you wanted to do all these things if any of them were happening in the way that you said they
to
were.
that point. Like there'll be people that like they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that.
We all know that. He's done the absolute opposite of literally everything he campaigned on. The only people who still support Trump are people whose pride and ego is just too big for them to just admit they were fooled and that they were wrong. That's it. Or people with a room temperature IQ. There's no in between. There's no way you can look at this and what is going on policy-wise and go, this is what I voted for. Well, if you voted for Donald Trump in 2024, no, it's not. Nope. You didn't vote for any of those things because none of those things were campaign promises. All right, Theo Vaughn, one of my favorite comedians personally, has been very outspoken recently. And again, getting even some criticism and being in trouble for saying things that literally everyone is.
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Let's get more people in on the conversation by double tapping that screen. Appreciate the support, guys.
Thinking recently on Joe Rogan's.
Oh, and any question, comments, jokes, or disagreements, go ahead and send it in super chat. I'll be happy to, read it out loud and post it on the screen. But let's get into it.
Personally has been very outspoken recently. And again, getting even some criticism and being in trouble for saying things that literally everyone is thinking recently on Joe Rogan's podcast. Let's see where he's at.
Sick of this shit. And I'm sick of rich people not putting their fucking kids over in these wars and shit.
Oh, if I was muted, guys, I said, make sure you guys double tap that screen, like the video. And if you have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, you can go ahead and super. My bad, guys. My mic keep muting every time I pause the video. Hopefully it stops.
Like that. Put your fucking honky ass kids up there. Let them go shed some fucking blood.
Especially if you're asking for it.
Yo. Especially if you're out there fucking bullshitting, dude. Put your fucking honky little fancy ass fucking kid up there, man. That shit makes me mad, bro. Our government does not, obviously, is not here to help the people.
You know what? I low-key feel. Wow, what the hell? You know what? I low-key feel him when he said that. Because I'm just like, bro, you know what? What happened? I like the old days. Like, I don't know, back in the olden days where the king had to ride up on a horse and damn near be on the front line with the soldiers. Because I'm gonna be real with you. If we still had, I don't know, like, leaders that actually had to fight in these wars, we'd be in a lot less wars. If Trump actually had to go pick up a gun, hop in that helicopter, or not the helicopter, but the B-2 and drop that bomb, he probably wouldn't be one to race into this war. Or maybe if, you know, his sons were going to be the ones going to war, he probably wouldn't want to jump into this. It's kind of funny because all the people are pushing for this war. Most of them have no skin in the game. That's what kills me. Like Lindsey Graham, no skin in the game. Mark Levin, no skin in the game. Laura Loomer, no skin in the game. Like, but these are the people that were allowing us to talk us into war with no skin in the game whatsoever. Crazy. But make sure you double tap that screen and like the video.
People, obviously, they've been compromised.
That's true.
All right, let's keep it in the manosphere still. Shane Gillis, another one of my favorite comedians. Let's see what he had to say. Probably the same thing that everybody's thinking.
You'd think they would have responded nicely after we blew up their leader with a missile. You think they would have been like, all right, never mind. We don't want to f you guys. You blew up an 86-year-old with a Tomahawk missile. It's so funny. We killed a fucking 90-year-old man with a missile, dude.
Yeah, to Shane's point, it turns out killing the Islamic Shia Pope basically didn't work out for the best for us. It's a little strategic misstep on that one, huh? All right, let's get to some conservative talking heads. Next one, Uncle Alex, who used to be massively pro-Trump.
How do we 25th Amendment his ass?
Damn.
The problem is to get the 25th Amendment is harder than impeachment. You have to get 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate.
So what do we do?
Tackle Trump and pretend, let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
Again, Alex Jones, one of the most pro-Trump talking heads out there, is now calling for the 25th Amendment to have Donald Trump forcefully removed from the presidency. This is how wild this has gotten. And then next one, another really big name, prior huge Trump supporter, MAGA, Sean Ryan. Yes, Sean Ryan has gone full based America first, pissing off his own MAGA base, but he doesn't really care because Sean actually has integrity. Here's one just recently as of a couple days ago. All right, Sean says, ceasefire is barely 24 hours old and our greatest ally is already blowing it up, literally. Largest coordinated strike on Lebanon since war began. But sure, another masterclass in negotiation from the guy who threatened to wipe out an entire civilization the day before. Stable genius stuff. And then look at the anger, look at the rage from Sean's base. Sean Ryan definitely has been infected with the derangement syndrome. No, sorry, homie. It's just that everybody who's not a complete fucking moron has now.
I'm sorry, but you can't gaslight us when Marco Rubio literally came in front of the world and said, yeah, we got into this war because Israel pretty much said that they were going to attack Iran and we just followed them up. Oh, and then also now that this article came out and pretty much said that Israel's prime minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, pretty much convinced Trump to get into this war. So I'm sorry, but miss me with the whole Israel derangement syndrome. Their name's all over it.
Woken up and doesn't believe any of this bullshit anymore. Now let's look at some politicians even. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene has got to be one of, if not Trump's biggest supporters over the last 10 years. And look at where we've gotten to now.
We have to be realistic about the Republican Party. The Republican Party needs burned to the ground. It's completely controlled. As a matter of fact, much of Congress is controlled by AIPAC and by Zionists, and that is a serious problem. I fear that we will see a nuclear bomb used on Iran, and I think that'd probably be the worst thing we could see in our lifetimes. Is a nuclear bomb used on anyone. You save American troops' lives by get the hell out of the Middle East. We had no business there to begin with.
Yikes. I mean, losing your staunch America First loyalists. Yeah, rough times. All right, who else? Well, Candace Owens, biggest podcast in the world. And isn't it interesting how all the biggest podcasts in the world have all turned against Trump? Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Sean Ryan, Joe Rogan. Interesting, huh? But Candace, of course, was a huge Trump supporter and MAGA loyalist, and let's see where she's at now. Now, Candace obviously left the pro-Trump, pro-MAGA scene a long time ago, way before most of these people, but here's her recent statement. The 25th Amendment needs to be invoked. He is a genocidal lunatic. Our Congress and military need to intervene.
My bad, guys. What I was pretty much saying was, yeah, I'm not really into the whole, he was going to go nuke them. Oh, my God, he was going to exterminate them. No, I didn't believe that. Not that. I wasn't going that far with it. But shout out to Candace Owens, though, because I'll be real with you. I mean, biggest podcast in the world? Okay, shout out to her.
We are beyond madness. Yes, more people calling for the 25th Amendment, which, yes, needs to happen yesterday. All right, let's rapid fire some previous hardcore MAGA Twitter accounts. All right, Evan Kilgore, prominent conservative account, says MAGA is dying. The energy is gone. Trump turned out to be just like the rest of them. I say this as a 3-time Trump voter. It sucks, but once you wake up, you can't unsee it. Nobody's coming to save us. All right, Arnold, who's actually way ahead of the curve for years, he's been calling out Trump, says, you're a failed leader. History will record that you are the worst president in the history of America. I actually agree with this. I think it will, historically. But the good thing is that you will soon be forgotten like an old tweet. Thomas Massey, who, my God, Donald Trump could not not hate anybody more than the guy who forced the release of the Big E files, huh? Says, bombing a country on the other side of the globe won't make the Epstein files go away. No, they won't. And I promise you, as soon as this war is over, Donald Trump's nightmare will happen, and we will be right back to discussing the Epstein files. Then we'll need another distraction. Maybe we'll invade Greenland next. And oh my God, even Matt Walsh is waking up. Matt says Americans are suffering. It is way too expensive just to live for most families. Our cities aren't safe. Our country is being transformed every day by foreign migration. Our elections aren't secure. The SAVE Act was not passed, won't be passed. It's time to end this war in Iran and focus on our country, our people, our future. Far too much of Trump's second term has been spent on foreign adventures. Has to end. Turn the attention back home.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I remember I agreed with Marjorie Taylor Greene when she said, like, yo, you need to start focusing on domestic policies instead of foreign policy all the time. Like, you literally spend basically an entire first year focusing on everything outside of the United States. Let's get some domestic policy done first, and then we can focus on outside. I mean, bro, didn't your mom always tell you to clean your room before you go outside? All right, then. Can we get a little bit of that, a little bit of common sense? But apparently that was too much to ask for, and we was told to shut the F up, you Islamists. Crazy.
You know, Ben Shapiro is not going to be happy with you on that one, Matt. So as you can see, it's pretty much everybody that anybody in the conservative space actually likes. And what's the remnants? Who's left over? Who's still supporting Trump? What is MAGA? But of course, this is all that's left of the dying movement that is MAGA. Ben Shapiro's, the Lindsey Grahams, Ted Cruz, Randy Fines, Mark Levine's, Officer Tatum's. Yes, everybody that nobody respects and everybody hates are the only ones left supporting Trump. And let's go and take a look at some of their posts, because the best part is just going straight to their own comment section. Oh, but real quick, we got somebody right in the middle, the biggest fence sitter, not super anti-Trump, but also not pro-Trump. It depends on how the wind's blowing, and that is Megan. At least she wasn't a Kelly. Let's see what she said in a 24-hour span.
You could drop a nuke and I'd still vote Republican over those people. I mean, I don't know about you, but I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human? I mean, honestly, like the president, 3D chess, shut up. Fucking shut up about that shit.
Okay, well, maybe it's time to get off the fence then, Megan, because, saying within the same 24-hour window that you would still vote for Donald Trump.
Megan's off the fence, man. You ain't see that Piers Morgan interview? Bro, she went all. Megan chose her side. She's on America first. And that's what I want you guys to do. Join America first. No, I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Are we now America first, or are we still MAGA? Because apparently, according to Trump, MAGA is Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro. Are you them, or with you with us? Like, come on now. Are we about the America First agenda, or are you about Israel first disguised as America first?
If he nuked someone and then also being completely anti-Trump, yeah, figure yourself out. All right, let's move to the fun stuff. All of the people whose channels are dying and burning in and nobody's watching and listening to anymore. We're going to the comment section, but let's look at the posts first. We got to start with old Benny Boy Johnson, huh? He says, the past 4 weeks were an IQ test for your favorite podcasters and pundits. Did they throw a temper tantrum? Did they say MAGA is dead? It is, and we're going to look at your comment section here, Ben. Did they tell you to vote Democrat? Did they actively root against the United States? Did they call for Trump's impeachment? Did they act like they were elected president? That's literally all the people we just talked about, by the way. So many humiliating crash outs. Our movement needs strength and clarity, not...
Oh, God, do me a favor and double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Let's get more people on the conversation by double tapping that screen and liking the video, or smashing the like button, depending if you're watching horizontally.
Unhinged emotional hysteria. And Benny, let's see what your own community thinks. All right, here we go. Top comment. How much did AIPAC wire transfer you for this post? Next comment. I guess I'm a moron for wanting politicians to do what they say on the campaign trail. My bad. Third highest comment. Literally. MAGA is gay now. Lots of broken promises from Trump. You're
Nah, I felt that though. When people say you're being un-American, it's like, so I'm un-American for expecting to get my campaign promises. Like, you know, the reason why I voted for the man is because he said this, that, and the third, and he's not doing it, and I'm calling it out. And now I'm the un-American one. I'm the moron. Okay. But like I said, bro, I literally kiss my ass.
Tool. I didn't vote for Israel first. When Trump called Lindsey Graham MAGA and Thomas Massie a rhino, I knew it was dead. So isn't that interesting? Yeah. Their own audiences, the second they post this dumb shit, absolutely eviscerate them and obliterate them. And it makes you wonder, how are these channels like Benny Johnson and Ben Shapiro and Officer Tatum managing any views still? Well, I have to guess. I would imagine there's a little bit of help financially to pay for views and make the channels look like they're actually getting traction, when we've shown with channels like Ben Shapiro's that they're all fucking dead. Now look at this one. Old Brinley Hollyhan looks like he was made out of a Goy laboratory. Says Iran has caved and agreed to a ceasefire and to open the Strait of Hormuz. Is every panikin who called for the 25th Amendment to be used going to apologize now? Brinley, I'm not sure if you really understood what happened. Well, what happened was the ceasefire. America agreed to a 10-point surrender plan, giving Iran every demand they could ever want. That ceasefire was then broken, and the Strait of Hormuz was closed 13 hours later.
Whoa. Hold on. They didn't agree to the whole 10-point plan, but they did agree to a ceasefire and a stopping a fire on all ends. Israel broke that ceasefire by attacking Lebanon, which was included in the ceasefire. But Israel said, F that. America wanted to lie to the public about that. But in actuality, yes. And according to Iran and the Pakistani prime minister, Lebanon was included as a part of that ceasefire deal.
Man. And of course, I'm sure his comment section is super supportive. Let's take a look. All right, here we go. Let's see. Wait, let me understand this. The regime is still in place. The uranium hasn't been touched, neither the missile program nor the support for the armed militias, et cetera, et cetera. As a Christian, how on earth can you possibly support the complete wipeout of an entire civilization? That's asinine. Caved and agreed. They're getting the upsides of the deal. They didn't start the bombing. They wouldn't have shut the strait down if we haven't attacked. Trump surrendered, LOL. Again, whoa, shocker. Not a single positive comment from their own community in comment section. Yikes. Let's keep moving. All right, next, Dinesh D'Souza. Talk about a guy who's completely burned in. I don't think anybody listens to what he has to say anymore. Says, once again, Trump outsmarts the critics. Once again, he exposes their inner derangement. Once again, he proves he is the adult in the room. Once again, the guy crashing out on Easter, dropping F-bombs, saying praise be to Allah while he threatens the genocide of an entire civilization. That's an adult in the room? Well, I'm sure
crashing out on every podcaster that pretty much says something bad about him. I don't know about that one, dog.
His audience will have some positive things to say. All right, from his own comments, Trump starts a war, then kills people, and then stops bombing and says, look, everybody, I just ended another war. Laughing emoji. He lost. Laughing emoji. Iranian regime is mocking him. So we lost American lives, billions of dollars, and millions of dollars of equipment, all for there now to be a toll paid to Iran to use the strait. How? Please explain this. Operation Epic Fury is now officially Operation Epic Failure. Oh, no, again, your own audience hates your guts. Whoa, crazy. Isn't this becoming a pattern? Ouch. Officer Tatum says, Trump talks different because he gets results. The kind of language isn't for headlines. It's for pressure. Say what you want, but that's how real leverage works. And of course, 13 hours later, you look like a fucking fool again as the ceasefire breaks and the Strait of Hormuz is reclosed. What a dipshit. Let's see what his own comment section has to say. Geez, dude, are you forbidden from showing any criticism to Trump? Is that part of your deal? How much are they paying you? Geez, all of this means nothing if the Islamic regime is still in power. Iran is still firing missiles and won't stop because Trump got punked. Oh, but wait, we do have one positive comment. Trump wins again with a massive 6 likes. All right, but let's take a look at some news platforms. The New York Post, which is hardcore pro-Republican. The New York Post says, Pete Hegseth says, Iran big.
But all right, let's go on the more pro-Trump platforms here. You know, like our guys over here at Fox News, Jesse Waters. Let's get into it, see what they're talking about. I'm interested. I feel like Jesse. I ain't gonna lie.
Fox News alert. The president says if we don't make a deal, it's going to be very painful for Iran. Their negotiation tactic right now, stall.
They'll try to delay and drag this out because
I mean, I'm sorry, but for stalling, guess what? They are remaking missiles. They're making money off their oil and the transit fee.